Every generation thinks it's finally cracked the code on money. Not just improved it, not made it a little safer, but figured it out completely. They say it with confidence, with charts, new terms, shiny theories, promises that risk can be controlled, cycles smoothed out, uncertainty turned into something neat and manageable. And every time, history just waits. Because behind all the new tools, smarter models, and faster markets, one thing never changes: human behavior. And humans are incredibly loyal to their illusions. This time is different. Those 4 words have walked us straight into more financial disasters than bad math ever has. Merchants said it in 1600s Amsterdam. Bankers said it in 1920s New York. Tech traders said it in the late 90s. Policymakers still say it today. Every time they truly believed it, and every time the ending was the same. Welcome to Financial Historian, where money, power, and history collide, and nothing is ever as simple as it looks. This isn't about one crash, or one bubble, or one bad decision. It's about something deeper. Why the same illusions keep coming back, century after century, even as we get richer, smarter, and more advanced. If markets were purely rational, history would be boring, straight lines, predictable outcomes. But markets aren't machines. They're mirrors. They reflect fear, greed, hope, denial, often all at once. And when enough people believe the same comforting story, that story starts to feel like truth. Look at the pattern. In the 1630s, Dutch traders convinced themselves tulips weren't just flowers anymore. They were an asset class. Prices detached from reality. Anyone who questioned it just didn't get the market. Sound familiar? Same story with radio stocks in the 1920s, conglomerates in the 60s, dot-coms in the 90s, housing in the 2000s. Different centuries, different assets, same logic. The illusion never changes, only the costume does. Each era dresses its optimism in the most advanced language it has: empires, industry, financial engineering. Today, algorithms and new paradigms. We get more sophisticated, but we stay just as vulnerable. Because illusions survive not by being obviously false, but by being emotionally useful. One of the strongest illusions is permanent growth. The belief that once progress starts, it becomes a law of nature, that tomorrow will always be bigger than today, not because of discipline or effort, but because that's just how the system works now. Empires believed it, corporations believed it, governments believed it, families still do. Growth stops being a goal, it becomes a promise. And once you believe in endless growth, anything that threatens it feels temporary, fixable, just a glitch. So instead of questioning the belief, we stretch the system. Credit expands, rules loosen, risk gets pushed into the future. Pain isn't removed, it's postponed. Then comes the next illusion. Complexity equals safety. We slice risk, model it, insure it, spread it out, and we tell ourselves it's under control. But complexity doesn't remove risk, it hides it. When no one fully understands the system anymore, fear fades, and when fear fades, caution goes with it. If complexity really prevented disasters, the most advanced financial systems in history wouldn't keep crashing so loudly. But complexity does something else. It creates distance. Distance between cause and consequence. Distance between decisions and responsibility. Failure starts to feel technical instead of human. And most powerful of all, it creates the illusion that someone is in control, that there's a cockpit and someone competent is sitting in it. We need to believe that, because belief keeps the system moving. Confidence is a currency, but history shows control is messy, reactive, political, limited. The appearance of control buys time. It doesn't guarantee results. Meanwhile, the costs don't disappear, they just shift. Debt pulls future growth into today. Inflation quietly erases obligations. Bailouts spread losses across the system. And we tell ourselves, no one really has to pay. But history is stubborn about one thing. Costs always show up. And when they do, they never land evenly. Some get out early, some lose everything, some never recover. Entire generations can do everything right and still inherit a broken system they never voted for. That's not personal failure, that's structure. The most dangerous moment in any cycle isn't collapse, it's confidence. The moment we believe we've evolved past history, that risk is finally tamed, that skeptics just don't understand. History doesn't repeat because it wants to. It repeats because human psychology hasn't evolved as fast as finance. And in that gap, illusions thrive. What makes them so powerful isn't ignorance, it's familiarity. By the time cracks appear, most people have never known anything else. The rules feel natural. The structure feels permanent. Questioning it sounds crazy. After every crash, we promise restraint. We build safeguards, write thick rulebooks, but memory fades faster than systems decay. Over time, safety feels like friction. Rules feel inefficient. Caution feels outdated. New players enter the game. They never felt the last crash. They inherit rewards, not scars. Warnings sound like ancient myths. That's how illusions come back. Not through stupidity, through amnesia. Our minds aren't built for long-term abstract risk. We respond to what's visible, what rewards us now. So when something works long enough, we stop asking why it works. We assume it always will. That's the quiet danger of sophistication. One of modern finance's biggest illusions is this: more knowledge makes us safer. More data, more models, more history books. But information doesn't equal wisdom. Often it just creates confidence, and unchecked confidence can be just as dangerous as ignorance. Systems don't collapse because nobody understands them. They collapse because people understand them just enough to chase rewards while assuming someone else handles the downside. The truth is simple. No system can outgrow the psychology running it. Markets don't fail because charts were wrong. They fail because humans overestimate control, underestimate rare risks, delay accountability, and when consequences arrive, we call them unexpected, external, unforeseeable, anything but patterns we ignored. This is where history stops being academic. It becomes personal. Not to predict the next crash. That urge is just another illusion. History isn't a crystal ball. It's a mirror. It shows us how easily we trade long-term stability for short-term comfort, how caution fades once things feel normal, how systems meant to manage risk slowly become systems that postpone it, and postponement always has a price. Real financial freedom isn't about timing markets. It's about seeing illusions and refusing to live entirely inside them, understanding incentives, politics, hitting fragility, and above all, humility. The kind that knows no era is immune, no system permanent, no intelligence enough to override human nature. History doesn't punish right away. It waits, lets confidence rebuild, lets new stories form. Then it collects. And the ones who suffer most aren't the skeptics. They're the ones who believed the illusion was finally gone. As this year ends,
Maybe that's the real lesson. Not fear, not pessimism, just clarity. Progress doesn't erase patterns, it disguises them. The past isn't behind us, it's under us, quietly shaping the ground we stand on. If this gave you a new perspective, hit subscribe. History has answers. I'll show you where to look.